Hey guys, it's Jordan Hetrick, and in today's video, I want to wrap out with you guys about the Insta360 X5. It's been a few months since the Insta360 X5 came out, and the camera I hold in my hand here is not quite the same camera that I first got my hands on. So in this video, I want to share my experiences after using it for a few months traveling, and also show you guys some of the new settings and new accessories available for the X5 since it was launched. I'm also going to share some of the amazing footage that I was able to capture with this camera, so this is going to be a great video. Let's go check it out. Also, before we get started, thank you guys for the great feedback on my X5 beginner's guide. It's been great to hear from all of you, and that video will totally get you going with the X5. Now let's check out some of the updates and share some of my thoughts here on the X5 a few months later. Over the past few months of traveling and using this camera, there's two features that have really stood out for me with the X5, just on top of the amazing image quality of this camera. The first one is the low light video. And I really didn't think I was gonna use it as much as I have, but while traveling, there were just so many scenes that I wanted to record at night. And this camera ended up being the one that I usually just had in my hand because it did a great job at night and I could actually capture some amazing colors even when there was almost no light. Besides filming like in the streets and cities at night, I also realized I was using this a lot indoors, inside museums and stuff, and the camera really just performed well. If you move the camera a lot at night in super low light scenes, you will still get jittery footage, so you need to hold it steady, but it's amazing how much light this camera can pull in those low light scenes. A lot of people have asked me if it's worth the upgrade from the X4, and the low light video is one of the main reasons that it's a huge upgrade. Also, the overall image quality of that 8K video, it just looks so much better than the X4, which I already thought was a great camera, but the X5 is just a next level above. They've really done a great job with the image quality on this camera. The footage really feels cinematic straight out of the camera, which saves you a lot of time in post-production. And I also found that there were a lot of times when I didn't want to record 360, because this was the camera in my hand, I would just go over to one of those single lens modes and record a regular video that was ready to share. And sometimes also, if I didn't want to use the selfie stick, I'd just bring the camera with me like this. I could film 360 shots or those single lens videos. But obviously the invisible selfie stick is the way to go. The second feature that really gave me peace of mind was the replaceable lenses on the X5. So as I was traveling, I knew if I scratched those lenses, I could just put on the spare lens I brought with me and it was gonna be an easy switch out and I could keep filming. I've traveled with the other 360 cameras before and I've actually scratched some cameras while traveling, and then the rest of your footage has a spot on it or light flares or whatever the scratch causes, depending on the scratch. But they're pretty easy to scratch, even the X5. You can check out my lens durability video and you can see that you're not gonna smash it very easy, but you can scratch it pretty easy, and that scratch will show up in your shot. So those replaceable lenses has been a huge deal for me. Just a tip for you guys, I just recommend carrying an extra replacement lens with you guys if you're traveling. Like, you can't always get a replacement lens depending where you're at. If you're in Europe or in Maui, you're not gonna necessarily be able to get one while you're on your travels, so just carry one with you. If you buy the camera through my link in the video description, usually you get a free replacement lens with that link there. So anyways, otherwise just buy one and then you have it with you in case you need it. Also, one thing I noticed while I was traveling, I saw quite a few people with the X5 and they had lens guards on their camera, which that's a personal preference. If you wanna use lens guards, go for it. But in my opinion, the lens guards cost about $25, whereas the replacement lens costs about $30. So, when I think about it, I feel like get the best quality footage possible, and if you do scratch your lens, just replace the lens instead of using a lens guard the entire time and dealing with all those extra light effects. The third thing I really want to share with you guys is that obviously action cameras, a lot of people like to use them in the water. So depending where you're traveling or where you live, you're probably gonna want to film underwater. And a lot of the times I would actually just take my Ace Pro 2 or my GoPro because it's just simple. You can stick it in your pocket, pull it out, and you can just get easy videos like that. And also, the X5 didn't have a dive case for a while, but now they've come out with the invisible dive case. I wasn't too happy with the quality of the regular one. Luckily, they've launched the Pro dive case, which has a glass dome. And you can check out a video, I did a review on it, and I'm really happy with the quality of this one. So if you do want to film with your X5 underwater, get that Pro dive case. It's only like $20 more than the regular invisible dive case that's made out of plastic. And that Pro dive case is gonna give you the quality of footage that the X5 can record. So I kind of go back and forth between wanting to film 360 underwater with the X5, now that there's the Pro dive case for it, and also just using a regular action camera when I just want to throw it in my pocket and it's smaller, I don't have to worry about it. But the footage you get, I feel like I never missed anything when I'm filming with the X5 underwater because it's in 360. Sometimes filming with a regular action camera underwater, I end up missing things or kind of misframing it because you're trying to swim, watch what you're filming, and frame it at the same time. And oftentimes, your subject will be halfway out of the frame. Whereas with the X5, that's not gonna happen. You're still gonna get higher quality close-up shots underwater with a regular action camera, but when you film with the X5, you can reframe your shots to capture anything that went in front of your lens. So you just have more flexibility, and also you have the option for the invisible selfie stick. So it works really great for those super wide shots, but if you're trying to get close-up shots, a regular action camera might still be the way to go. Also, just real quickly, if you guys are learning how to use your X5 and you want some help, I have a super helpful book for the X5. You can check it out in the link in the video description below. And it's got everything you need from setting up your camera all the way through the settings and editing and sharing your footage. Be sure to check that out. One of the other reasons that the X5 is not the same camera as when I first got it is Insta360 came out with this huge update. And they added some more features and came out with more accessories for the X5, which is pretty impressive because a lot of times you get a camera, they fix the first problems, and then it just stays like that for the rest of its life. But the X5 is actually continually improved. So the first feature that they added is called adaptive tone mapping. And this is an amazing feature for adding better quality to your videos. It's available in 8K 360 footage at 30 frames per second. And what this does is it actually balances out the colors in the camera. It uses that high-speed AI processing chip in here. Sometimes when you would film with the X5 in bright daylight and there was contrasty scenes, the sky would be a little bit blown out. Well, when you turn on this adaptive tone mapping, it's going to totally correct that, and you're just going to have some really rich looking videos that are just ready to share. The colors of it are amazing. I wouldn't recommend using it for really long videos because it actually heats up the camera quicker, uses more battery life, and it can cause it to overheat. So it's not like a long recording setting, but it's a really, really useful one when you want to get the highest quality shot. Insta360 also added single lens pure video mode to the X5. And this allows you to film when you want your shots that are ready to go. You don't want to film in 360. You can now use that low light mode and film those at night. So I just thought that was really convenient. It obviously should be on there, and now it is. Somehow they also optimized the battery life, so they made it run more efficiently, and now you get longer battery life when using the same battery on the X5. Also, it seems to me like Insta360 is super creative in adding more accessories. So I want to show you a few of the new accessories that are available for the X5. One of the accessories that Insta360 added are these ND filters for the Insta360 X5. So this is the ND filter. It looks like this cool little spaceship mirror. So ND filters are kind of like sunglasses for the lens. They're going to reduce the amount of light that comes into your camera. And what this does is allows you to get cinematic shots even in bright daylight. It's going to allow you to get some more motion blur. So for those of you who wanted ND filters, this is the first time I've ever seen a filter that actually goes over the top of a 360 camera. Because the stitching is just a little more complicated, and these ND filters can do it for you. I'll be honest, I don't use ND filters as much as I probably should to get that cinematic footage, but they're there for you when you want to use them. Insta360 also added the Mic Air, which is a tiny little microphone that's compatible with the X5. When you want to just put it on your chest and get that audio that's close to you, you can have your camera anywhere and get some really clear, crisp audio. This is the Insta360 mic, and this is recording using the audio from that, so you can get a nice, easy, hands-free mic that'll connect to your X5. Try to block out some of that background noise. Plus they came out with this GPS preview remote, and this thing's really cool. It's actually got a screen on here so you can see what you're filming. You can change all of your settings and modes like a normal remote, and it's got a built-in mic. So if your camera's far away, it can record your audio right here through this mic. So that's the GPS preview remote, and that's a cool little accessory. Clip it on your bike or your equipment or wherever you want and control your camera remotely. If I did have a magic wand and could improve anything on the X5, I would say I'd go for higher resolution, just so you could reframe your images even closer, but I would want it to still run smoothly on the phone app and on the computer. So if they could do that, that would be amazing. And while we're wishing, you might as well throw in unscratchable lenses, because that would be even better than replaceable ones. But besides that, the camera and the apps work really smoothly, and I haven't had any issues with them freezing up or anything like that. So a few months after the launch, I'm even more impressed with the X5 than when it first came out. I was really surprised with how good it was when it first came out, but it's gotten even better. It's a better camera than when it first launched, which is a pretty amazing thing to say. You'll love the replaceable lenses and the quality, the low light modes. It's just all great. If you've been on the fence about upgrading or switching to the X5, I say go for it. You will not be disappointed with this camera. The X5 is the best 360 camera I've ever used so far. Also, like I said, if you want help with your X5, be sure to check out the other videos on my channel and also my book for the X5, which is really helpful. And I'll put a link for that in the video description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that helped you guys make up your mind or just blow your mind. Anyway, see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Aloha.